PTR 2.7.0 dropped last night, and we were live streaming some of the new things for Season 23. I wanted to take a second and show you guys how Firebirds Finery Set was looking with this new PTR update. I expect this set will get some revamps before Season 23 actually goes live, but in case you haven't had a chance to check it out, I wanted you to get a chance to see what it's looking like so far. Before we start talking about Firebirds, I want to take a second and shout out the real MVP of this patch, which is the Leaderboard Filters. They are so cool. If you haven't checked it out, you should. It's pretty awesome. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow players to select and filter all of the class sets on the leaderboard. I think this is going to give such a variety to endgame pushing that people won't feel pigeonholed into just playing what the most powerful or most popular set is. They can play whatever set they want, get other ideas from people, and even push the leaderboards. It's fantastic. But back to Firebird. As soon as I saw the patch notes, I noted the 4-piece on the revamped Firebirds has a damage modifier. That almost always means you're going to stack that 4-piece with the 6-piece of another set using the Royal Ring of Grandeur. And I think that's the play right now. I think going 6-piece Talrashas and 4-piece Firebirds is going to be way more powerful. But I didn't want to go that route just yet. I wanted to exhaust the 6-piece Firebirds, see how the set feels so we can give some good feedback and direction on how the set is going. I wanted to play Firebirds first before we start mixing and matching sets. Okay guys, I'm going to throw on the screen the set and build that I came up with last night. This isn't the end all be all. We only had one night of playtesting, but this is what we came up with so far. 6-piece Firebirds, that's on the shoulders, the helmet, the chest, the gloves, the boots, and then with the Royal Ring, that gives you the 6-piece. We had Captain Crimson's on our boot and our belt, and then we had Convention of Elements ring, Royal Grandeur ring, the Ashengar Blood Bracer ring for the potency of the shields, the Squirt's necklace for the increased damage, Death Wish for the increased damage when channeling, and then Orb of Infinite Death so we can get the damage increase and reduction for casting Explosive Blast. For the skills and abilities, we're going with Teleport Safe Passage, Disintegrate Convergence, Explosive Blast with Chain Reaction, Storm Armor with Power of the Storm, Arcane Torrent with Flame Ward, Magic Weapon Deflection, and then passive skills are Galvanizing Ward, Astral Presence, Audacity, and Evocation. And to be honest, this set is so ridiculously tanky. You'll see that in the game footage I'm about to show you, how crazy tanky this build actually is. And honestly, that's where I think the nerf is going to come in at the hardest, is on the toughness. I'm going to throw the gameplay footage up and let you guys see the level 125 clear that I did, which at the time was rank 4 on the ladder for the Firebirds Finery. So as soon as we get in the rift, what you want to do is you want to start channeling Disintegrate. And the reason for that is you're going to see your Disintegrate stacks stacking up to 50. You'll see the counter at the bottom of the screen. And once your Disintegrate stacks reach 50, then you get instant 100% cooldown on Teleport, and you're only moving by using Teleport from that point forward. So you're getting your Disintegrate stacks, you're holding down right click, you're never letting go of right click the entire time. The second thing about this build is you can see my number 1 ability is Explosive Blast, and you see me just spamming Explosive Blast because you're wanting to use it off cooldown instantly. It's almost like Devour on a Necro where you're just spamming it. So it kind of feels a little awkward to hold right click down the whole time, spam Disintegrates, hit left click to teleport, but then a lot of times that doesn't work. So you have to shift left click because shift on PC is the force ability button. And so it's shift left click while holding down right click and spamming number 1. And then whenever you hit your fire Convention of Elements cycle, you're going to hold down number 3 to spam Arcane Torrent. And so it kind of becomes this weird manipulation of the keybinds in order to make everything work. It's not extremely difficult. It's just a little awkward at times. You do get used to it after a little bit, and it kind of becomes second nature. And then you can numlock your Explosive Blast. You can, use various other means to just spam your Explosive Blast. You guys can look into those. But it's a very different play style from what we're used to. Not being able to walk around because of the rate your Disintegrate stacks drop is kind of weird. I mean, you can move a little bit to pick up orbs or things like that, but for the most part, 99% of your movement is going to come from teleports. The cool thing about this build is that you're super tanky, and you'll see here in this footage, you see me teleporting around and I'm trying to gather up big packs of trash and elites. But what I'm doing is I'm completely ignoring any damage in the entire level. I'm standing in the poison pools, arcane orbs, arcane beams, thunder orbs. Like, it doesn't matter what the ability is. Poison, electricity, nothing hurts you. Melee, you can sit here and tank pretty much everything. I even tested this at Greater Rift 140. And even though my damage wasn't high enough to complete the rift at 140, my tankiness was definitely high enough to complete the rift at 140. So you can see that right now in this footage, I'm standing in the middle of everything. I don't care at all about my health. Look at my health. It never moves at all. 0. So the cool thing about that is it's really fun to play a build like that. I don't know if we've had any this tanky in the game ever. But the problem with that is it's probably going to get nerfed, and this build is a melee wizard build. You are in melee range to have your explosive blast hit. Most of your damage is going to be needing to come from melee range unless you teleport away to use your arcane turret and fire cycle. But the downside to this is you don't have any CC mitigation on this build. A lot of sets like Crusader gets Accurate Champion, Berserker gets Wrath of the Berserker, Barbarian, sorry, gets Wrath of the Berserker, but Wizard doesn't have that CC immunity. You're susceptible to knockbacks, you're susceptible to fear and wormhole and teleport and basically frozen. Everything in the game that can CC or control your character, you're susceptible to. And over time, that becomes extremely frustrating. You're gonna get hit and knocked back during your fire cycle almost every time. It seemed to line up perfectly with fire cycle for me more often than not. So pair that with the change to Death Wish, where you have to channel for 1 second for the increased damage effect to become active, and then you can see how frustrating it is to have that knockback happen in the middle of your fire cycle, because then you're missing out on all the Death Wish damage. It's something I hope they change. I hope they revert that Death Wish nerf, that Death Wish change. It was never should have been implemented in the first place. Historically, I think it's probably one of the worst game decisions they've made ever in the history of Diablo 3. They completely broke that weapon. Death Wish itself needs an overhaul. It needs to be changed into the channeling skill. Not you need to channel in every set for maximum damage. They need to put a specific skill on there and let it only work for that. That item is breaking Wizard in so many ways. It's kind of ridiculous. But the toughness is crazy. I expect a nerf. The damage is probably in line with some of the other sets, maybe a little on the high side. I don't see that getting crazy nerf, but it's the damage that makes this set so powerful right now. The damage reduction, sorry. I'll let you guys watch the rest of this 125 rank 4 clear that I did last night. It was pretty awesome, and you guys can kind of see how the gameplay plays. Some of the things you want to look out for are my stacks of my disintegrate on my bar, and then when I hit fire cycle on convention of elements, I'm going to channel my number 3 ability, Arcane Torrent, to do maximum damage during that, because every projectile of the Arcane Torrent Flame Ward will proc the 6-piece bonus on the Firebirds Finery set. So check it out. Enjoy this gameplay footage. I'm going to let the rest of this play out. I'll throw some audio in for you guys so you can hear what's going on. You'll hear me talking during the stream just as if you're alive. So thanks for hanging out and watching. If you like the content, like the videos and the updates, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on twitch.tv/the Pchild if you want to see gameplay footage just like this and where we're testing the new things live. And I will catch you guys next time for some future PTR videos. Stay tuned. Peace.